Welcome to SciTech Daresbury for the latest Times Business Forum. Today we're going to be looking at the knowledge economy of Liverpool and how it's vital for not only Liverpool's economy but for the UK's as well.
Liverpool is a significant city in the UK. The city region itself has got key significant assets for the UK, for the knowledge economy. We've got a lot of key knowledge assets in terms of here, Daresbury Science and Innovation Campus. We've got 3 universities, we've got big blue chip companies like Unilever, Jaguar Land Rover, producing key elements into that knowledge economy. It's very complementary to the Northwest, which again is very significant, so complementary to Manchester, our offer particularly in life sciences, and Cheshire and Lancashire. And again, I think it's a key component of the UK offer. Is it punching its weight? Well, I think increasingly so. Increasingly we're seeing that story coming out. Those businesses, Jaguar Land Rover exporting across the world, Unilever really consolidating its work here in Port Sunlight. A lot of small companies like Vitaflow, 20% growth year on year. It's very exciting. And the university is doing very well as well.
We think the local government sector can contribute significantly to the development of the knowledge economy, and is already doing that. We're providing financial support, we're providing leadership and direction, we're enabling people to come together collaboratively, both across the public, the private sector, the science sector, and I think all those things are really important to get a holistic approach to the knowledge economy thriving. We also feel that it's really important that we've got the right skill base. So in terms of education, training and learning, we need to make sure that we've got the right people who are fit for purpose to come into the knowledge economy, either as graduates or as postgraduates or as students coming straight out of college and school at a different level into the knowledge economy. So we think that's very, very important. Clearly, we also have to make sure that the community infrastructure is there to encourage the knowledge economy businesses to invest in the Liverpool City region. And therefore we need the right roads, we need the right shops, we need the right housing, we need the right parks. Very importantly, we need the right schools and colleges to ensure that when people are making investment decisions, the Liverpool City region is the place they want to come and work, but they also want to come and live here and play here. And I think there's a very cohesive approach led by the Local Enterprise Partnership and the Mayor of Liverpool, supported by all the 6 local authorities across the Liverpool City region and the business sector as well, with science working collectively with us. I think it's a really powerful cocktail for success in the Liverpool City region.
Entrepreneurs are absolutely vital, and the work that I do in Vision and the work that Vision do as a whole is largely about stimulating enterprise in the Liverpool economy. Last year, Liverpool Vision brought the Global Entrepreneurship Congress to Liverpool, which had some of the world's leading entrepreneurs, hopefully inspiring the current Liverpool businesses and the next generation of Liverpool businesses to raise the game and to look to bring Liverpool onto an international stage as a city that's great to do business in.
Entrepreneurs really are important to any economy. I think it's an acid test of how thriving the economy is that people actually have the skills to want to create their own companies. So in terms of why are they important to the knowledge economy, any economy would want to grow its base of companies. So that's very important. So I think many of the aspects of selling an area are already done there in terms of companies putting down roots. I think how one goes about doing it, now that's a whole different question. I think it's difficult, it's time consuming, and actually many of the initiatives put in place are actually can't replace people having good ideas, having lots of energy as well. So I think that probably is the harder part of the conundrum. How do you actually help people to realise their ambitions?
The city region is being marketed very well as a centre for high technology businesses. I think over the last 2 to 3 years, the various public sector authorities, the university institutions and the private sector have started pulling in the same direction to provide a good base of facts for the outside world. I think that there is always more to be done. I think there's a lot to be done in terms of capitalising on actually what is happening, the good news that's been happening in the region, I think beneath that tier, that veneer of marketing, that veneer of out there saying we've got a good product, I think we need to be focusing on what is underneath to make sure that when businesses see exactly how good the Northwest is to locate, that we make sure that there's a smooth transition, a smooth conduit for those businesses to actually get operational.
Well, when you ask a question like, do you feel optimistic or pessimistic, I've absolutely got to say optimistic. Here at Daresbury, we've just received a significant investment from the government, which is pushing us to the cutting edge in our areas of research in high performance computational science, where we're bringing high performance computing to industries to help them to produce the products of the future, and combining that with the fact that we're doing basic science and pushing the forefronts of national science endeavour.
One of the reasons that RedX was interested in coming to Liverpool was really the availability of finance, the availability of people and the availability of facilities. We were just a small company at that point, just 2 people, and within one phone call we managed to get a meeting in Mersey Bio, the incubator in Liverpool, where we had people who were able to offer us a finance grant for equipment, put some laboratory equipment in place. We also had the offer of R&D grant support from the NWDA that was in place at the time, now the TSB. And we had regional investment support from the Liverpool Seed Fund. And having all of those people in one room, in one meeting, just made us feel very welcome. And really, as the company's grown since those early days, the same approach really applies. So we're still looking for finance at a much bigger level, we're still looking for facilities, and we're still looking for high quality people. In terms of facilities, we've had excellent support from the NHS and the university with new accommodation. They've refurbished laboratories for us. There's plans to build a new LBIC1, which is the new incubator, which would be, I think, taking 3 or 4 floors out of that when that's eventually built in 2014. And we've had very supportive private investors who have benefited from a lot of the initiatives that the government's been taking, like EIS, Enterprise Investment Scheme, as well as some of the regional specialist funds.
Without access to finance, then obviously many businesses with great ideas just won't be able to achieve what they want to achieve. The government are doing a lot to help support access to finance through creating tax reliefs for investors, through business angels, through different tax reliefs into Enterprise Investment Scheme, the new Seed Enterprise Investment Scheme, improving the rates of relief and the amount of you can invest to get income tax and favourable capital gains tax relief. More than that, they're also looking at allowing companies to reduce their tax burdens by claiming more favourable relief, such as R&D tax relief, by improving the rates. Each year the government are putting £1 billion out to companies across the country in terms of R&D tax relief, and it's getting better and better for companies to claim this. They've also looked at introducing new reliefs to get finance back into businesses through what's called a games tax relief, and also patent box relief. All reliefs encouraged to reduce the tax burden for companies, get cash flow back into businesses, and also help them achieve their goal in the longer term and not just the short term.
Well, when we're thinking about the knowledge economy, the Liverpool City region's key assets have got to be the fact that they've got 3 leading universities, they've got a medical school, they've got a veterinary school, they've got School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, they've got a Royal Liverpool Hospital Trust that performed over 500 clinical trials last year, and they're all in very close proximity to each other. It's a tightly networked community. You've got an amazing skill base, you've got internationally recognised quality science going on, and you've got a very connected community that are used to and want to help and support each other. And I think that's an incredibly valuable asset, and it's all within 10 minutes walk of the Lime Street station, so it's very accessible to people.
Well, I think we've seen and heard from today's panellists that really the future for the knowledge economy of Liverpool is really quite fantastic, and that bodes well for not just Liverpool but for the rest of the United Kingdom as well.